In 1878, Thomas Edison began working on a system of electrical illumination, something he hoped could compete with gas and oil-based lighting. Now, he began by tackling the problem of creating a long-lasting incandescent lamp, something that would be needed for indoor use. Many earlier inventors had previously devised incandescent lamps, but they were commercially impractical because they had flaws such as an extremely short life, high expense to produce, and high electrical current drawn. Now, after many experiments, first with carbon filaments and then with platinum and other metals, in the end, Thomas Edison returned to carbon filaments. The first successful test was on October 22nd, somewhere in 1879, and it lasted about 13.5 hours. Now, Edison continued to improve his design, and on 4th of November 1879, he filed for the US patent, which was eventually granted on 27th of January 1880 for an electric lamp using a carbon filament or a strip coiled and connected to platina contact wires. Now, Edison had worked on his invention for years, and it took him hundreds of attempts to finally get it right. And when he finally did find the answer, he then set about the task of making light bulbs. But since there was no such thing as mass production at that time, each bulb had to be made by hand, and it took his team 24 straight hours of meticulous, painstaking work to make just one light bulb. Now, according to an urban legend, when Edison's team had fabricated the first light bulb, Edison turned and surveyed each of his co-workers as if he was sizing each of them up. Now, after surveying them all, Edison handed the light bulb to a young boy who was helping in the lab, entrusting him with a very delicate task of carrying the first light bulb ever produced upstairs to his deck. Needless to say, this bulb was precious, and the boy knew it well. Step by step, he cautiously washed his hands, obviously frightened of dropping such a priceless piece of work. But the boy was concentrating so hard on making sure that the bulb didn't slip from his hands that he forgot to watch his own feet. And he tripped at the top of the stairs and dropped the bulb, and it shattered into pieces. Undeterred by the setback, Thomas Edison put his team back to work, and their effort to construct the second light bulb consumed an additional 24 hours. Exhausted from so much of work and ready for a break, Edison was now ready to have his bulb carried upstairs again. He once again looked around and surveyed each of his co-workers to determine who would carry the bulb upstairs again. Everyone was shocked when Edison selected the same young boy who had dropped it the first time. Edison knew that the boy was probably devastated by the first incident. He decided to give the boy another chance, and this time the boy successfully completed his task. Friends, this legend epitomizes the need for mistakes as an important element in spurring growth in most people, and its role in refining us rather than defining us. It also provides us with a reflection on the power of second chance that could be summed up in 3 valuable life lessons. Firstly, Thomas Edison believed in the power of second chance. He knew that it would take him only a day to make one more bulb. But had he not given the boy a second chance, the boy would have probably lost his self-belief and self-confidence, which would have been very difficult to reconstruct. A great person is not just great because of his work, but rather what impact does his work leave in the hearts of people. Philosopher and poet Johann Wolfgang said, "Treat a man as he appears to be, and you make him worse. But treat a man as if he already were what he potentially could be, and you make him what he should be." Sometimes we need to think about the people who made a difference in our life. The teacher who believed in us despite our mistakes and low scores. The boss who provided us with opportunities that allowed us to show our potential. Or a friend who kept saying, "You will make it, you will succeed." Not only were they there at pivotal times, but they were also instrumental in creating those pivotal times in our life. If they could be there for us, we can definitely be there for others. Secondly, the legend is also a reminder that everyone makes mistakes. People in all walks of life, all professions, and all age groups. Don't let your mistakes define you and undermine your self-confidence. Let your mistakes be your teacher, not undertaker, so you can learn and grow from them. That is life's way of teaching us lessons, and sometimes they come in hard ways. Everybody makes mistakes, and you will not get to your grave without being faced with having to handle mistakes of your own or of those who report to you or through you. Now, throughout history, every great mind never got it right the first time. We somehow have this skewed perception that others magically operate out of perfection. We fall prey to the idea that when we make a mistake, we have a problem instead of an opportunity. Mistakes pave the road to achievement. As Albert Einstein rightly said, anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. It is in our nature as humans to fail, whether it is in our work environment, our family life, or in our relationships. We are all doomed to disappoint ourselves at some point. Rather than looking at mistakes as strictly a negative thing, we need to look at them as opportunities. The key really is figuring out what to do after the mistake. We cannot undo what is already done. As long as we are still breathing, we have a second chance and a third chance. We have a chance every second of every day. Remember, a mistake that makes you humble is much better than an achievement that makes you arrogant. And finally, the legend is a reminder that God is not only a God of second chances, but He is also the God of many second chances. And this is good news because most of us mess up the second chance also fairly quickly. One of the amazing facets of God's character is His incredible patience with us. We need to remind ourselves that no mistake is ever too big for the mercy of our God. We can never ever outrun the mercy of God. Friends, I am a living testimony of the goodness, generosity, and mercy of God. I have committed many mistakes, and some were errors of colossal proportion. It was like throwing dark black paint on a white canvas, where the black paint resembled the mistakes I made. We think that's it. Now we have made a mess of things. It's all we can see, game over. But it is not. Those careless strokes of scattered black paint became the color that God, the master artist, took and used to begin His masterpiece called you and me. Friends, you can make a new beginning. And if you made 1,000 new beginnings, you could make 1,001st new beginning today. God can make something glorious out of your life. If you believe you have ruined God's personal plan for your life and you feel hopeless or helpless, remember, there is nothing, absolutely nothing that you have done that cannot be undone by our God.